Welcome to the Social University Podcast. We are so glad you're joining us today because we want to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and people just like you who want to build their business online. Listen, if we can do it, you can do it. So let's go.
Good morning. I'm Karen Terradas with Social U, and it is time for What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. to talk about social media tips, tricks, and trends. Just in case you're wondering, this is our 15th year in business, so we've been doing this for a hot minute and have now finally had an opportunity to, I think, experience almost every industry. So, yeah, if you have questions, we have answers. Let us know what it is you want to know. So today I want to do a check-in. We always do this at the beginning of the year where we talk about how to get ready for a successful year. Well, now, June, we're halfway done with the year, which seems kind of impossible. Truly, time has flown this year. But let's take a look and see where you are. Let's check in on those goals and let's see how your social is performing so far. So, first and foremost, normally what I would normally tell everybody, and you should have ideally done this in January, but if not, we can do it right now. And different people have different schedules. Some business owners want to check in once a month. Some business owners want to check in once a year. I think twice a year is healthy because just me personally, if I don't check in at least twice a year, I get distracted and I'll go down a different rabbit hole. So it helps keep me focused. Ideally, you want to have some sort of list or spreadsheet that has all of your profiles and pages on them. This allows you to make sure you're checking everything and that you are taking everything into consideration. Now, if you just have the one page, it's a short list. It's not hard at all. But most people have like a LinkedIn profile. They might have a Facebook profile. They might have a Facebook page. So there's normally more than one for you to check on. This is a great time to search your company name on every platform, just in case you have duplicates or spam accounts. This does happen. I report spam accounts on Facebook constantly because Facebook's prime for that kind of thing. And people who don't know what they're dealing with will connect to people who have fake accounts, and it's not a good thing. So ideally, you want to have a complete list, and you do want to check your company, I'd say at least twice a year. Okay, number two, you want to check all of your URLs and usernames to make sure that they match. So if I'm going to be, let's say, if Madison's a realtor and she has Madison Sells Homes on Facebook, she does not need to be Best Homes in Hoover on Instagram. It's confusing. People need consistency. So if you're going to do it, make sure it's consistent all over. If she's going to be Madison Sells Homes on Facebook, she needs to be Madison Sells Homes on Instagram. So especially if you're starting a new business, check those URLs and make sure they're available before you start picking one. Again, we have this a lot actually, where clients will have a great name they've picked out for Facebook. They don't check any other platforms, and then they're stuck with some sort of alternative name on every other platform. And there are limits. Facebook, your name can be 1 billion characters long. Instagram, no, you have a limited number of characters. So check Instagram probably first because it has the most limitations, and then you can go from there. Okay, number 3, check your personal profile and your cover photos. Headshots, covers, video thumbnails. We do change them out seasonally. So every October, you'll see spooky versions of that, but it would be terrible if that was up in December. So you want to check those on the regular. Is your headshot current, and does it look like you look right now? If it does not look like you look right now, it's time for a new headshot. I think mine looks pretty close to what I look like now, but it's still time for a new headshot because it's been like 4 years since we did that one. So it's time. In my head, I haven't aged at all, but that is completely not true. So it's time for a new headshot. Where are we? 4, check all your branding. Does your logo need an update? If you haven't updated or polished your branding in a minute, it might be time. If you do not know what your colors are, what your fonts are, if you don't have a vector version of your logo, now is the time to do that. We work with an amazing graphic artist who can recreate your logo as a vector file so that whenever you want to use it, it's not pixelated and it's a lot cleaner, clearer image. We have our official logo has wording around the bottom, but the version that we use on almost everything is just the social U part. So that has to be clean. It has to be in multiple colors with, clear, transparent backgrounds. So if you don't have that, now's a good time to have that taken care of. Number 5, complete or edit your Facebook and LinkedIn profiles. And I mean your personal profiles. You need to make sure that your title on LinkedIn is your what's in it for me statement. This is the most valuable piece of real estate you have, and people will waste it by saying, I'm the business owner, I'm the CEO, I'm the head cheese. Absolutely not. You want to tell people what you bring to the table right there. If you check mine, I believe it says most businesses struggle with social media. We are here to help. We're here to save you time and save you money by helping with whatever you need. It tells you exactly what we do immediately, so you don't have to wonder or go through the profile. I'm sorry. Okay, so you don't have to wonder or go through the profile to find out what we do. Especially if what you do, if you think is particularly technical or complicated, you definitely want to make sure and check your headline so that it reflects what you do better, more efficiently, especially to people who may not know your industry jargon. You want to connect your profile to your page on Facebook, and you want to connect your profile to your business page on LinkedIn. And this happens a lot. You'll have business pages on LinkedIn, but the person whose profile you're looking at has the name of the business listed, but it's not connected to the business. That way, you're really shooting yourself in the foot because people can't click through and go to your page. And on Facebook, people will say, I'm self-employed, which goes to a page of nothing. Make sure it goes to your business page. You want to continue to have that traffic for yourself. You want to check your contact information for accuracy. And of course, you want to check your privacy settings. Nobody needs to know the year you were born. It's a security issue. You can hide your birthday. Facebook doesn't have to know or alert the whole world that it's your birthday. You can hide any of that information, especially if you're concerned about security at all. Okay, number 6, check the about section on each platform. Your branding should be consistent. It should be the same information on every single platform. It should have the same keywords. It should have the same summary on every platform. And SEO is a real thing, and it exists independently on each platform. Facebook searches for terminology very differently than Instagram does. So you want to make sure you're covering your bases in your about section. Review and optimize it if possible. If you are using a lot of industry jargon, we're going to help you optimize and think out of the box. That could be anything. You could be a gym trainer. You could be a personal coach. You could be an accountant. Tell me exactly what you do in very simple to understand terminology. Verify your contact information or your call to action. A lot of times people will put up a generic link because you can only have one link in your bio on Instagram or Pinterest or LinkedIn. There's just room for one. So people will put some generic, here's my homepage. If you want them to take a specific action, send them specifically to where you want the action taken. That's all there is to it. Do all the links listed go where they should go. If you have a call to action, if you have a Calendly link, if you have a link to a profile or an article, does it work? If it doesn't work, fix it or remove it. And of course, if your summary is not complete on LinkedIn, complete it. I have a ton of tips. If you go to our blog, there's a ton of information on what to include in your LinkedIn summary. But again, everything is keyword searchable. And LinkedIn has one of the most robust search engines of any of the platforms. And if any of what you offer or your services is listed in your summary, people can find you that way. Okay, number 7, check and redo your hashtags. When was the last time you updated your hashtags? Moreover, when was the last time you checked every single hashtag to make sure it goes to information that's pertinent to you? If it doesn't do that, or it goes to adult content, or it goes to something that's totally unrelated to your industry, now's the time to update those and check those. A couple of great places to check are Hashtagify Me and Right Tag. Those are excellent. Or the sources themselves. You can check directly in Instagram. You can check directly inside Twitter. Number 8, check your insights and analytics. If you, each individual platform is going to give you stats. You can't continue to perform if you don't know what is succeeding or failing previously. So you want to assess each platform. Do you need to delete? Do you need to add? I'm always hesitant to tell you to delete or abandon a platform. But if you're putting in 10 hours a week and you're getting no growth, it might be time to change your focus. You have to check for what works for you, and checking those best and worst performing posts tells you how to create additional content. 9, you want to check your content calendar. Check, should you update that? Well, maybe. Ideally, you don't need to be having a testimonial every day. Yes, testimonials are great, but you don't want to wear your audience out. If you need a content calendar, we have a free download on our homepage. You can go directly to it and download it. It's customizable, and it's a rotation for 2 weeks. So you have 10 or 12 different topics to select from over a 2-week rotation. So again, you want to customize it so it works for you, but we do get you started. We get you in the ballpark. Okay, number 10, check out your competition. I will tell you, do not dwell too much on competition. I'm the worst about, oh, I should be doing that. Or why don't we have that? And then I have to kind of knock myself in the head and keep going. It's unnecessary. Do you. That's the magic. That's the secret sauce. You are the secret sauce. It's all about you. 1 million people probably do what you do. 100,000 people on any platform do what you do. People come to you and connect with you because of how you present the information, because of how you present the product, because of your customer service. So because you are your own secret sauce, it's very important to not get bogged down in what your competition is doing. Plus, it creates this weird FOMO and imposter syndrome. So yeah, don't dwell on that too much. Number 11, review who you follow and clean them up. This is going to sound really cold. If you followed me for any length of time, I will tell you, I use the birthday notifications. Oh, our homepage, I will put it on the screen. Hang on just one sec. I use birthdays to get rid of people because, of course I do. If I'm connected to you and I don't remember how that happened, then I'm going to check those birthday notifications, and I'm get rid of you based on the birthday notifications, because yeah, of course I am. We just had a comment asking for our URL, so let me share that with you. Here you go. For those of you who need that information, there it is right there. Becky, the next social I am the secret. You are the secret sauce. For those of you who are parents who have seen Kung Fu Panda, it's all about you. And I don't know a single business that's successful that people don't come back to because of the person who runs the business. And it works both ways. If you're a terror, people leave your business because of that very thing also. Just bear that in mind. But yeah, the birthday rule, happy birthday, see you later. I did it yesterday. I don't remember this person, don't know why we're connected. They're out of there. Number 12, check the social media icons on your website and make sure they work. I cannot tell you how many websites we have reviewed or audited that still have Google Plus on there. Google Plus hasn't been a thing since the early 2000s? So come on, update that thing. And if your website is that old, it's probably time for a refresh anyway. You don't want it to look like it's from 2009. If it is, even if you've been around for 15 years, which we have, you have to update periodically. And then, of course, number 13, and you guys hear me preach this constantly, consistency. It's all about consistency. You do not want people to come to your Facebook page and see that you haven't posted in a year. It makes you look like you've either closed up shop, or that you're careless, or that you're lazy. And that's not a good look for any business owner. You need to be consistent. I will also tell you, you can only do what you can do. Yes, I know the stats. Yes, I know the analytics. I know Facebook wants you to post 5 times a week. I know Instagram wants you to post 6 stories a day. Nope, not going to happen. I know they want you to post multiple carousel posts a day. You can only do what you can do. So if you can handle 3 posts a week on Facebook, that's great. If you can do a couple of posts a week on Instagram, that's great. If you want true growth and engagement, you probably need to up the ante just a little bit, but you can't be everything to all people. So you want to start with one platform, get really good at it before you move forward. Again, I'm all about what's realistic versus what's ideal. We have to be on every single platform. I'm a social media company. It would be weird for me not to have a presence everywhere. That is not realistic for most business owners to have a presence everywhere that's consistently posted on. Pick what works for you, one or two, and do those. You don't have to be all things to all people. It's totally okay. And I had somebody recently say, well, everybody can benefit from my service. And while that may be true, it's very difficult to hit a target if you don't know where you're aiming. So pick your target audience and you'll still get the outliers. It's going to happen. We do that. It happens to us, but you have to have somewhere to focus your time and your energy. So that being said, that is it for us today. Next week, and I'll just go ahead and give you guys the schedule for the rest of the month. Today was checking in on your goals. Next week, we're going to talk about how to stand out in a saturated market. The third week, the 21st, we're going to talk about where to find inspiration when you're out of ideas. I love that topic because I have some really good insights to help you guys find inspiration when you're totally burned out and you have nowhere else to look and you're out of information. And then June the 28th, we're going to talk about, is it time for a rebrand? How do you know it's time for you to redo everything? Let's find out. We'll get into that next week. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send a direct message. We do monitor those pretty closely. Until next week, I'm Karen Terradas with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for the Social University podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Stay Social U. That's the letter U, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, you've got this.